let's get right to the lesson of Night Moves by Bob Seger. This song has a really iconic, just a strumming intro on it. And once you hear it, everybody know what the song is. So we're going to get right to the chords first, and then we're going to move on to the strumming pattern, and we'll move into the first verse. So there's a few chords in here. The first chord is a G chord. I normally play my G like this. You can also play the G like that. Or if you want to move up your ring finger on the second string of the third fret and bring your pinky, you can play like that. So you can play this, this, or this. And I'll have the diagrams of the chords up on the screen for any of you that don't know the chords. The next chord is an F chord. I normally play it without the bar for this particular song. So I'll play my F chord, strum only the 5 strings down, not the last one, that low E string or the 6th string. You can do it that way, but I prefer to do it just without the full bar across the strings. The next one is your C chord. Now most people of course play their C chord like this with the 5 and strum all 5 strings down. For this particular song, I like to add the low G note into the chord. That gives you that more of a bass note for this, and you'll hear it in the intro and so forth. So what I normally do is I take I go from a regular C that most people would normally play, move up your ring finger up on the next string, and then take your little pinky and go on the 5th string of the 3rd fret, and you'd get your low G note added to the C chord. The next chord is your basic D, and I usually strum the last 4 down, or you could the last 5. It's up to yourself. I just usually start on the 4th string because D, the 4th string is a D and it's the root of the chord. The next chord is an E minor. I play my E minor like that with my my 2nd and ring, or you can play it like this. But I normally play it like with these fingerings. The next chord is a G7. The G7 is, if you think about playing a G this way, you take your pinky off, and then you take your index finger and go on the 1st string of the 1st fret, and you get your G7. So that's your G7 chord. The next one sounds a little bit intimidating. It's called a C major 7 chord. Play your regular C chord, and all you have to do is take your index finger off your 2nd string of the 1st fret, and you got a C major 7. Beautiful chord. Of course, you still only strum the 5 strings, not the top string. The next chord is a B minor. I usually bar the B minor like this, and I play my all 5 strings. I don't play this one. Now for those of you who have trouble with bar chords, you can also play your B minor like this. So you just put your, instead of barring off all the 5 strings on the 2nd fret, and again, I'm relative to the capo. It's really the 3rd fret, but we're counting from the capo. I just fret the 1st string of the 2nd fret and just play the 4 strings down. I personally don't recommend that way. It doesn't give that fullness, but you can if you if you wish and you have issues with doing a full bar chord. The last chord, and it's only in the outro, is your A minor, and you play. So all of these chords will be up on the screen, as you probably already seen, with the fingerings and what fingers to use and what strings to play and what strings to mute. The X means you'll mute the strings. So we're going to get into the strumming pattern. So the strumming pattern is it's 4/4 time. It's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So so it's down, up, 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 down, up. So that is the movement of your hand. However, there is some quick chord changes in the song, in the intro and the verses. And you're going to, the strumming pattern, you're going to accent your notes on your second and fourth beat of your downstroke. So, and how you do that, I use a palm mute. So I kind of mute the strings. I did in the strings with the flesh here of my hand, this part of my hand. I go across the strings like that, and I didn't. So I'm more or less doing. I'll just play a G chord for, and I'm doing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's how I'm doing it. So on the 2 and the 4 count, you're hearing it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's how the strumming pattern happens in the intro and the verses. So let's get right to the intro. So the intro starts off on the G chord, goes to an F to a quick C. So also the chord changes happens on the upstrokes of your strumming pattern as well. So I'm just going to try to break it down for you. I'm going to play it and then we'll try to break it down. So here is the intro. So that's how it goes, and you can hear the on the 2 and the 4, and there's a very quick change on going from the F, from the G to the F to the F to the C, and then you're coming back from the C to the F, and a quick change to the G. So that's basically how the intro goes, and the verse, or the verses, plural. So let's have a look at the intro slowed down. So you're going to start on the G, and you're going to go to a quick change to an F to a C. So here it goes. So it goes G. So I'm playing G this way now for some reason, but you can, or you can do it this way, but I'm just going to go with my natural feeling here for this song. So here we go. G, F, C, F, G, F, C, F, G, F, C, F, G. So that is how the intro goes. I made a little quick boo-boo there because I was thinking of what I was doing on the F chord, the quick F chord, but that's how it goes. So I'm just going to do it up to speed again. You can hear the accents on the 2 and the 4 beat. So that's the 2 down and the 4 down on the chord changes. And of course, the upstroke is on the quick chord changes. So here we go. Let's try it again. So that is the intro for that song, that beautiful song, Night Moves. So we're going to go into the verse. It is exactly the same progression for the verses, the same strumming pattern. So I'm going to attempt to sing it for you. Bob Seger's voice, of course, is very high, screamy type of voice. It's kind of out of my range, but I will do the best I can for you. If I was to sing this, I would probably sing it without the capo, or maybe even a little lower again for me, but we'll keep this in the same key as it was originally recorded in. So, okay, let's get to the first verse, and it starts off on the G chord, then it goes to the F to the C, from an F to a quick C, back to from a C to an F, back to the G, same as the intro. So we're going to try this and see if we can do it. All right, here we go. It's a little too tall, could have used a few pounds. Tight pants harder now. She's a blackbird beauty with dark blue eyes. Ponies on her sitting way up high, way up firm and high. Out past the cornfields where the roads got heavy, out in the backseat with my '60 Chevy, working on mysteries without even clues. So that is the first verse, and again you can hear it's the same as the intro over and over again. So I'm just going to break it down. I'm going to try to sing it. Again, it's a little bit out of my range. So it starts on a G, and here we go. And I'm going to try to tell you the chord changes as I'm going. So it goes. It's a little too tall, could use a few pounds. FC. Tight pants harder now. FG. She was a dark red beauty with black blue eyes. FC. All points sitting up way up high. FC. FG. Way up firm and high. Out past the cornfields and the woods got heavy. FC. Out in the backseat with my '67 FG. Working on mysteries without any clues. FC. And that's how it goes. So it's very straightforward. Again, it's just the same as the intro. The melody is a little bit different, and I'm just going to do it up to speed for you without me singing, and we'll go on to the chorus. Here we go. It's a little too tall. So that is the first verse. The second verse happens the same thing. It's the same thing over and over. On the interlude, after the second part of the, or the second time around on the chorus, it goes, summertime. Then it goes, you hold on the E minor, you go, and you go into a G, and it goes to a G7. So we'll try it again. So you hold on the E minor and do a quick change from a D to a G. So you strum down on the E minor and you strum up on the D. So down, and then it's up, down, up, and then on a down on a G. And then you go to your G7. And that leads us into the bridge of the song. So the bridge of the song starts off on a C major 7. So the C major 7 again is like a C chord, but without using your index finger on the first fret of the second string. So you have this beautiful sounding chord. And it just goes, oh, I wonder, felt the lightning, and it goes to an F, waiting on the thunder, D, waiting on the thunder, back to a G. So I'm just going to try to break this down for you. Again, it's the bridge. So we're going to start on a C major 7. So it goes, oh, I wonder, G, back to C major 7, felt the lightning, then it goes to an F, wait on the thunder, to a D, waiting on the thunder, to a G, one strum. And then he says, hold down on the G. Now just one strum. It goes, I woke up last night and the sound of thunder, to a C major 7. How often I sit and wonder, back to a G. Started some of the songs since 1962, back to C major. Ain't it funny how the night moves, E minor. Back to a regular C. We just don't have seen so, E minor, so much to lose, back to C. Strange how the night, E minor, moves to C. C major 7 to G, and then the iconic intro comes in again. So let's just try that again. I know that's a little tricky, and I even found it a little tricky. Learned I had to listen to the original recording. So let's take a look again. So the bridge starts off and it's just strums. So on the E minor, the interlude, 7, then it goes, whoa, regular strumming, just C major 7, back to G, I wonder, C major 7, felt the lightning, F, waiting on the thunder, D, waiting on the thunder, and then on one strum on a G. I woke up last night to the sound of the thunder, C major 7. Oh, how often I sat and wondered, back to G. Started humming a song since 1962, C major 7. Ain't it funny how the night moves on an E minor to a C? We don't have to seem E minor, so much to lose, back to C. Strange how the night E minor moves, back to a C, to a C major 7 hold, to a G hold, and then it comes in with the iconic that's where it goes from there. Night moves, night moves, night moves. So he goes, after that there's an ending. So the ending would be starting off on a E minor, going to a B minor, which is the only part in it. So it goes, ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah, yeah. Or I remember. So the ending goes, E minor, B minor, C, A minor, C, and once on the G. So we'll do that once more. So it goes. So just sing it in your mind. So it's E minor, ooh, B minor, yeah, yeah. That's how it ends. So that is Bob Seger's Night Moves. Great tune. Great strumming patterns to it, the chord structure and so forth. It is a basic chord structure again through the verses and so forth. Where it gets a little tricky is in the interlude and the bridge of the song. The rest is all the same pattern except for the chorus. Very simple, straightforward chorus as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, 6-String Guitar. As well, hit that notification button and hit the like button. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. Until next time, keep picking and have fun.